I am Ivor Milat's nephew, Alistair Shipsey. I've got a few details here to help put you in the bigger picture here. Now, the main suspect that they had before they picked up Ivor, his name was Win Kasperchek. He was the number one suspect. They had proof that he'd been murdering people. They got his car to the wreckers and they swabbed it and checked it out, and it was full of human blood where the children said people had been murdered in the car. Now, they took the carpet and the panels out. Where are they? Whose DNA was it? Now, the children were interviewed separately at first. They gave a few details of the assaults on them, but as the weeks went by, they told more and more. They told their mother that Win Kasperchek had taken them in the car on several occasions and picked up hitchhikers. He had taken them for a meal, then had taken them to a forest where other people were present. They said the forest was a long way from Wollongong and they had fallen asleep in the car on the way there. The children described to police and counsellors separately so the evidence was not contaminated. And methods of the killing had not been released to the media, so the only people who would have known would have been those who witnessed the events. The children had been appointed counsellors in different parts of Wollongong, run by two different organisations, to make absolutely sure there could be no leading questions that caused them both to say the same things. Separately, they described things in exactly the same ways. The girl recalled that one of the murdered backpackers owned a bag that had the word abracadabra written on it. Another murder victim, a young long-haired woman with either Welsh or English accent, loved horses, drew a horse on a serviette in a cafe where Win took the children and the victim prior to the visit to the forest where the woman was murdered. The children described the look of horror and terror on the faces of the victims as they were killed, and they described things that no child of their age could possibly know about regarding death and dying unless they had witnessed such horrors themselves. I had a criminal profiler who's been looking at this case for 15 years agrees they've got the wrong man. He said that these comments are too far specific to be imaginings of a child. The abracadabra on the bag, the fact she couldn't tell if the victim was English or Welsh, how she drew a horse on the napkin, etc. These aren't made-up stories, they happened. If it was made up or imagined, they'd have just said the victim was English or Welsh, not that they couldn't really tell. And if you add the fact they knew how these people were killed before it was even released, it's just unbelievable it wasn't followed up. What's going on?